Hey everybody, Squee913 here. Welcome to Let's Read Lone Wolf.
Hooray.
Yay! Inferno
The
Canuck.
wolf who was alone.
Inferno Canuck joining me again.
Yes.
And first, let's do some housekeeping. You get to do a tiebreaker.
Ooh.
Actually, we had for the skills, we had people vote, and it's a tie between a semblance, which is advanced invisibility, or Kai's screen.
Considering I put so much in goddamn magic, we'll go into a semblance so we can frickin' hide in case things get hairy.
Sounds like a plan. Alright, so semblance. Okay, and then for our weapon, they chose the spear. So that's our new, we can use that weapon now if we have to. And then for our equipment, I said we can only take 3 things, I believe. And they voted for a quiver, a rope, and a potion of lamb's fur.
Well, that's what I would do. Although, the lack of meals is somewhat worrisome, but
We still have
that's okay.
2 meals in the backpack. So,
Okay, well, we're good then.
so we have another potion. Wait. No. We don't have anything because we lost our backpack.
But
Never mind. I think I loaded an old file. That's why.
I was about to say, but why is all that stuff still there? Because I remember all our awesome potions you deleted as tears flowed down my face.
That stuff. We did lose that, didn't we? I mean, I actually found the monetary value was like 56 gold crowns plus the Odie herb, which is like a small fortune.
Yeah.
Okay, so other than that, we're good. We don't need the platinum amulet anymore.
Okay.
We don't have an animal make doer. What was that?
I have no idea. You just put that in there.
Yeah, we're gonna erase that because I'm positive we
Just
don't
a
need
sec.
that, whatever it is. All right. Oh, and then let's just stick with 21 crowns for now. No, we didn't lose our crowns, and we didn't spend any in the last book, so we get to add more to that. Let me see. I'll do that while he's doing his thing over there. So, game rules.
I return.
I know. All right. Hang on. I'm trying to figure out how much money we get. I think it's we choose a number and add 10 to it. No, add 20. Ooh.
Yay.
So, random number time, which is 3. So we add 23 plus 21 is 44.
Gotcha.
So we have 44 gold crowns. We're gonna just get rid of that loon. Whatever. So we are rolling in the dough.
Watch, now we're gonna need Loon.
Right?
I'll be like, you fool!
No. All right, and then hang on. Let me put our endurance and our hit and our combat skills. Our skills, yo. So is it 49 and 51? I can never. Okay, I know I can never remember it, but we got it straightened out now. So let's not tarry any longer, shall we?
Sweet. Let's rock and roll.
Let's do this. Let's go get
Let's do
Baindon.
this.
Let's get Baindon back.
Yes.
Let's go take our bag and go to Kaag and hope there's no internet lag. Maybe we'll find some good
Sigh.
swag.
Maybe we will find swag. If not, I'm sure I will nag.
And it'll be such a
Wait.
drag.
Yeah.
Alright. Preparations for the quest take no more than a day to complete. The following morning, shortly before dawn, you and Lord Rimmer leave the Kai Monastery by a secret route which takes you to a clearing deep in the heart of the Freylund Forest. There awaits the means by which you will travel swiftly to Kaag. Your journey to the Darklands will be made aboard Guildmaster Baindon's airship, the Skyrider. This magical craft has borne you on many quests to distant lands, yet never before without your friend and companion at its helm. Now, in his absence, the steward of Skyrider has passed to its bosun, Norim of Bor. Welcome aboard, Grand Master, says Norum, proud to be serving under your command. You clasp his strong hand in friendship and compliment him and the crew for the pristine condition of their craft. There is no doubting that he and his company of dwarves are sorely grieved by the absence of their captain, yet they have not allowed their anguish to give way to their give way to hopelessness or despair. These sturdy warriors are renowned for their formidable fighting spirit, and you know they're willingly risk their lives to help you rescue Baindon from the minions of darkness. Or the inhabitants of Kaag. Them too.
The both. It's pretty much, synonymous.
Soon, the frost-laden fir trees are receding beneath the Skyrider's bow as Norlim steers a westward course towards the gray, snow-capped peaks of the Derncrag Mountains. You spend the flight inside the captain's cabin, where you and Lord Remora discuss your dangerous mission. The plan is to traverse the Derncrag Range and enter the Darklands under the cover of a dust storm, which is currently sweeping southwards towards Kaag. Landing will be made 10 miles to the northeast of the city fortress, beyond a ridge of hills that will keep the Skyrider hidden from the eyes of Kaag's watchful lookouts. From there, you are to make your way to the fortress on foot, enter as best you can, locate and rescue Baindon, and return with him to the Skyrider, which will carry you back to the safety of Summerland. You'll have 48 hours in which to complete your mission. If after the 2 hours have elapsed, after the 2 days have elapsed...
2 hours? Oh crap, we gotta go quick!
If after the 2 days have elapsed you have not returned, Rimor will be forced to assume that you and the Guildmaster have perished. Still, 2 days to find someone in an entire city, that's a bit of a slim timeline there.
Yeah.
Okay, go
and
to
I
New
love
York.
how they're just like, they're not lost, they're just give them up for dead. That's it, we're out of here.
You have 2 days to sneak into Manhattan, find someone who's somewhere in there, and get out. Good luck. The dust storm will not last for more than 2 days, after which time there is grave danger that the Skyrider will be spotted and attacked by Kran and Zlandbeast, which are known to patrol the skies around Kaag. Alright, fine.
Fine, I guess.
In a little under 2 hours, you reach your destination where the weather conditions are atrocious. A fierce, dust-choked wind buffets the craft mercilessly during the final descent, and visibility is no more than a dozen yards at best. Yet, despite these terrible conditions, Norland brings the Skyrider in for a faultless landing behind the ridge. The moment the keel beds into the soft ground, the crew leap into action with ropes and chains. Norland soon enters the cabin to inform you that the craft is secure, and with trepidation you get ready to set off for Kaag. Godspeed, Lone Wolf, says Remora, with a smile of encouragement. I shall pray to Kai and Aishur for your safety and success. May their light guide you on your journey into darkness. You acknowledge their blessings gratefully, and bidding him and Norlim farewell. Then, without looking back, you pull your warm cloak tight around you and set off into the storm. The end.
The end.
You lower your head and force yourself to trudge uphill against the storm, your feet sinking ankle deep into the barren volcanic dust with every labored step. Keeping your eyes shut tight against the stinging, gritty winds, you trust solely to your Magnakai senses to steer you on a correct course towards the Darkland City. Only when you reach the top of the ridge do you attempt to look around at the bleak domain. The Skyrider is lost from sight, shrouded by the swirling gray clouds. Kaag, too, remains hidden for some minutes until the sudden lull in the storm clears the southern vista. Then, what you see makes your blood run cold. In your lifetime, you have gazed upon many awe-inspiring cities, but few compare to the enormous size of this monstrous grandeur of Kaag. A coal-black curtain wall, constructed of massive blocks of smooth, featureless stone, encircles this city, 40 miles wide. At its center, there arises a gigantic citadel of black marble, pyramid-shaped and slitted with numerous vents to allow what passes for air to circulate within. Its high point towers 2 miles above the desolate plain. Thunder booms and streaks of blue-white lightning earth themselves against the walls, drawn from rolling storm clouds gathered menacingly overhead. Okay, at first I was thinking, okay, I did say going to Manhattan, but come on, Manhattan's really big. We're talking just one little city that has a 40-mile circumference. Never mind.
It's teeny, really.
At first, the fortress seems wholly impregnable. Then you notice that the outer wall is not entirely intact. Illuminated by the infrequent electrical flashes, you see that a vast section of battlements close to the north gate have collapsed. Also, away to the east, a mile-long section has fallen outwards to litter the plain with huge black cubes of stone. You are surprised to note that no attempt has been made to repair these breaches, and consequently, access to the city could be effected at either place with relative ease. If you wish to enter Kaag through the breach in the north wall, or if you decide to enter it through the east wall. And we have a little picture here too.
Yeah, I see that. Let's go with the east wall. That seems a little bit more inconspicuous. Besides the black cubes of stone. I mean, I'm sure it's just stone of them, but yeah, let's go east.
Okay. Oh, look, crabs.
And skulls. Crab skulls.
Yeah, but the crabs are the important part. Drawing on your inner strength to quell your fears of what may lie ahead, you descend the ridge and approach the great frowning bastions of Kaag. Though through the swirling dust you see a pitted road which leads to the east gate. Its storm-blown surface is littered with corpses, bleached bones, rusted weapons, and armor. Crab-like scavengers scuttle among the debris, fighting for scraps to feed their young, which nest in thousands of empty Gak skulls half buried in the ground. Yay!
Sweet. Well, at least they're, reusing the skulls. Can you imagine if you're Craig, you're like a crab, and be like, oh my god, look at the Johnsons across the street. They're just flaunting their eye sockets in that skull.
I love it.
There goes Fred, always cleaning it, making sure it's bright and white. What a douche.
Hey, White, you gonna mow your teeth over there, or is it just gonna grow forever?
Exactly. Do I have to call the bylaw officer? I mean, the bylaw crab? Anyway.
I just love how you said the recycling. Captain Planet would be proud.
He would be.
Shielded from detection by the storm and your Kai skills, you reach the breach east wall unobserved. Swiftly you climb over the rubble, which is heaped between the huge cubes of marble that once comprised this section of Kaag's curtain wall, and find yourself in a street lined with decaying halls and slum dwellings. There's Baindon, sitting in the street unguarded. Wouldn't that be great? Just go back out, come back.
Thinking.
Alright, a dun pall of choking smoke hovers above this quarter, which reeks of iron and sulfur. Moving among the ruins, you see a ragged group of Gaks led by a Gorgaz, clad in a shirt of mail. They halt for a few moments, then the Gorgaz hisses an order, and they continue at a lumbering pace heading south. You notice that their tattered blue-green uniforms all bear the emblem of a broken skull. If you wish to follow these troops, or do you choose to avoid them by heading in the opposite direction?
Let's not get lost in the unknown city. Let's follow the troops. Besides, we do have a semblance now, so that maybe will be helpful.
Maybe. Stealthily, you tail the group as they wind their way through the alleyways and ruined streets of this quarter. Shortly, they arrive at a complex of stable-like buildings, each one devoid of all decoration or embellishment save for a liberal coating of coal-black grime. Here, the party splits into two groups. One section enters the complex, the other, led by the Gorgaz, continues on its way southwards, heading deeper into Kaag, towards the sound of a distant street battle. If you wish to follow the Gorgaz's troops of Gak soldiers, or if you choose to investigate the complex of buildings, or if you decide to avoid both these groups, you can make your way deeper into Kaag.
It's unlikely Bandon is in the complex of buildings, so let's just keep following the Gorgaz and his troops.
Alright.
Yeah.
To the sounds of battle. The Gorgaz follow obediently by his squad of ragged Gaiax warriors, crosses a mile-wide section of derelict buildings before entering a broad, clear avenue where there is very little cover. Unhampered by the terrain, you watch as they start to outdistance you, but you are not lured into following them. You decide to stay into the ruins rather than run the risk of being detected out in the open. However, within a matter of minutes, you discover the reason why the Gorgaz took his troops out into the open. The ground in this section of ruins is unsafe. It is riddled with potholes and concealed cellars, covered by rotten wood beams and slabs of paper-thin plaster. Suddenly, one such section gives way beneath your feet, and you find yourself falling headlong into coal-black darkness.
Woo!
Random number time!
It's random number time. Sweet.
9. Well, remember, this is a 50-50. We don't know.
But we get plus
wait,
2 with Grand
2.
Hunt Mastery, so that'd be a very mean 50-50.
Never mind. I didn't read that part.
You fool.
You know, being the narrator and all. I don't read things. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
As you fall, you throw out your hands and manage to grab hold of a thick timber which lies across the gaping hole. Splinters of rotten wood dig deeply into your hands, causing you to cry out in pain. Lose 2 endurance points.
Yeah.
Alright. Yes. I'm at 96% of our health left. We're gonna die. But the discomfort does not cause you to lose your grip. With grim determination, you haul yourself out of the hole and continue across the perilous ruins, taking more care than before as to where you tread. Eventually, you clear this section of the city and find yourself in the midst of a once grand building which now lies derelict. Through one of its shattered windows, you look out upon the concourse littered with more than a dozen Kaag dead. Their posture and the nature of their wounds tell of a savage street battle fought here within the last few hours. Perched on nearby rooftops are a flock of vulture-like birds, cawing delightedly, their bellies distended by a surfeit of Kaag meat.
Yeah.
Yay! It's like the gangs of New York all over again.
Except I think there were less Kayaks in Gangs of New York.
Now that you obviously didn't take a close look at the extras. Oh.
Racism. It's racism.
And Leonardo DiCaprio. The distant clang and clash of steel tell you that the fighting is not over. It has simply moved on. The noise prompts you to stay crouched in the ruins whilst you consider your next course of action. From this position, you survey the street and notice a narrow stairway directly opposite, which leads down to a crypt door. You focus on the dark portal and sense at once that it is open and unguarded.
Oh, okay, let's investigate the crypt. Why
Yay! Love creepy things.
I know, this will be great. I'm sure nothing will...
You can't even bring yourself to finish it.
Yeah.
Once the coast is clear, you run across the street and down the short flight of stone steps leading to the crypt door. Hurriedly, you press your shoulder to the cold iron and the portal creaks open to reveal a cramped, rough-walled chamber, dominated by a massive wooden chair, its back mostly destroyed by fire. Through the blackened timbers, you see a moldy tapestry covering part of the rear wall. The crypt is otherwise empty. If you have the Grand Master discipline of no, you do not.
Nope. So 155 for us.
Your sixth sense prickles at their presentiment of danger.
Sentiment.
That's a weird word. I've never even seen it before.
It's like predestined. Yeah, anyways.
Well, maybe it's an English word because this is an English author.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Damn British with their words.
Stealing our language and changing it. God.
Actually, wait. I think
I know.
wrong.
You can feel the presence of a hostile magical being who, although not in this chamber, is somewhere very near. Fearful of the risk of being trapped in this dingy crypt, you unsheath your weapon and back slowly towards the door, your eyes scanning all around for the merest hint of movement. Then suddenly, the heavy portal slams shut with a mighty crash that reverberates in your ears. Before you have time to take breath, there is another sound, stone grating on stone, which draws your eyes to the fire-blackened chair.
Oh yeah, this is great. This is a great idea. Me.
Behind the chair, this tapestry is suddenly torn aside, and you find yourself staring at a creature swathed in hooded orange cloak. It sidesteps the chair and shrieks a defiant curse as it raises a warty taloned fist. In the next instant, you see it hurl a cube of shiny black stone, which comes streaking through the air towards your face!
Dodge it! Don't touch the stone.
Alrighty. You duck your head, and the cube passes harmlessly over your shoulder to smash against the wall behind. On impact, there is a tremendous flash, an explosion which releases a gout of searing flame. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. You dodged it.
Yeah.
Needle-sharp slivers of stone pepper your back, but your quick reflexes have saved you from sustaining fatal injuries. Lose 4 endurance points. Good lord. I wonder what would happen if you hadn't.
Probably it was like, lol, you die.
Ha ha. This is what you get for hitting a black cube with a weapon, derp. Alright. Let's take a look at this guy.
Let's not and say we did. Lol.
He looks like he's got like a little pig snout.
I have to say, he's a pig person.
Yeah.
He's kind of cute in a horrible, warty way.
And look, he's got some sort of like blowfish with him.
I don't think that's a blowfish.
Aww.
I know.
Painfully, you stagger to your feet and shake your head. But it's on a leash. Shake your head in vain and attempt to be rid of the loud ringing that now fills your ears. Through the smoke and dust generated by the explosion, you glimpse the hooded creature creeping towards you. He holds a rod before him, which radiates a ghastly green light. You snatch up your weapon and prepare to do battle as your robed enemy raises this rod in readiness to strike you down. Then there is a crack of energy and the rod whistles towards your chest. The tip transforms itself into a fiery spiked blowfish. Alright, see, I told you. It's blowfish.
Unleash the summer sword.
Really?
Yeah, well, we're completely in the dark. So,
Right.
and the door is shut behind us, so I don't think any light's gonna come out. And this guy doesn't look like he fucks around.
Okay.
Seriously.
Alright, let's do that. You're afraid of blowfish, apparently. So you're
Yes.
at plus
I
25.
have a crippling fear of blowfish.
He's got a combat skill of 44. And 32 endurance points. Let's get it on. The enemy's down to 20. We took 2 points of damage. Enemy's down to 9. We took another 2 points of damage. Enemy's dead. And we're down to 41.
There you go.
Woohoo!
Do we have any potions?
Yes, we do.
You know what? Might as well drink one at the end of this combat too. Why not?
Alright.
Might as well use it.
I agree. 45. So we're back up to 45.
That's what they're there for. Sweet.
Let me erase that before we forget.
Yeah, probably
So
a good idea.
now we have a very full backpack of a rope.
Of rope.
Yay!
Woo! Rope.
Upon the instant of his death, your enemy is consumed by a roaring fire, which sprouts from the shaft of his sorceress weapon. Oh, the blowfish turned on him.
Sweet.
Within the space of a few seconds, he is transformed into a heap of red-hot dust. Shocked by what has occurred here, and fearful of what may yet happen if you stay any longer, you rush to the crypt door and force it open. Grasping for breath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Typo.
Grasping for breath, you race up the short flight of steps and run headlong for cover among the neighboring ruins. Wait, no, remember the floor? No? Okay. There you find an ideal hiding place. It would be funny if it actually makes you fall. Because you completely forgot that the floor is covered with, like, cellars.
I think that was a little further back, though. I think it said you traversed it for a little while before coming across the crypt.
It'd still be funny.
Yeah, okay. Anyways.
You find an ideal hiding place. It is concealed from the sky by an upper story, and it commands an unobstructed view of the deserted plaza. Its only means of approach. Oh, okay, the plaza. Its only means of approach. Here you rest while you consider your next course of action. Restore 2 endurance points. Oh, look at that.
Sweet. So far, so good.
Yeah. Nice. Alright. During your rest, unless you possess the discipline of Grand Hunt Mastery, you must eat a meal and lose 3. Yes. Yes, we do.
Huzzah.
We hunted cockroaches. Your rest is disturbed by the sudden arrival.
Oh, crabs. We had crabs. We ate the Johnsons and the Whites.
Yeah. No.
I gave them a name and a backstory and petty
then,
feuds.
And then you know the
Thompsons?
No, I was gonna say I can't think of the adjective. The sneaky retailer is like new property.
Unscrupulous real estate agent.
Yeah,
Crab.
there you go.
Alright.
Your rest is disturbed by the sudden arrival in the plaza of a score of battle-weary Gaiaks, some Drakarim, and Agorgaz who's nursing a wounded arm. You watch them make camp and notice that they are so fatigued that they neglect to post any sentries.
Sweet.
The pall of smoke which has covered this section of the city begins to thin out, and in the middle distance you can see the base of the great citadel. It is a truly awesome sight, a pyramid of jet black stone which rises to a needle-sharp peak more than 10,000 feet above the streets of Kaag.
Holy crap.
Soon a rickety wooden cart drawn by 2 ugly ox-like creatures is harnessed trundles into the plaza. It halts and its gack driver pulls back the tarpaulin which is covering its cargo, revealing haunches of gray-green meat stacked in a pile. Unceremoniously, he tosses them to the exhausted soldiers, who devour them with obvious relish. It is an unwholesome sight, made even more so when you realize that they're eating its freshly slaughtered gack meat.
Yeah, remind me not to join the Giak army.
Yeah, at first I was like, yeah, it's actually kind of bad, but no, never mind.
Never mind. Gray-green? I have never seen anything that's gray-green that's appetizing.
Yummy. The troops have almost finished their grisly meal when a figure clad in flowing gray robes and a helm of brightly polished steel swoops down from the brooding sky upon the back of a land beast. He screams orders to the Gorgaz, who immediately responds by cursing and slapping his tired troops into line. The Grey Rider berates the sorry-looking squad before finally taking to the skies once more. Stung into action by his harsh words, the Gorgaz officer leads his unit away at the double. How dare you guys eat?
And rest.
Yeah.
Fight more!
What's wrong with you? Curiosity prompts you to follow them, although you take care to remain hidden from view. They zigzag a maze of back streets before arriving at the approach road to a large hall. Here, a pitched battle is taking place between two warring factions, one side wearing uniforms of orange cloth, the other clad in blue-green.
Ooh, civil war.
It looks like. For several minutes, you observe the carnage taking place as two groups fight for control of the hall. The fighting soon escalates to the surrounding ruins, and wisely you decide it best to leave this area before you two become caught up in the fighting. You notice a road away to your right, which leads directly to the Citadel. It is virtually deserted and seems to offer the best escape route from the battle zone. However, you have covered barely 100 yards when you are suddenly confronted by a unit of Dracarum Death Knights reinforcements freshly arrived from the Citadel itself. Quickly, you dive into a side street and run as fast as you can, but the Death Knights have seen you!
No, Squeak. You run as fast as you can.
Oh. Yeah. I'm sorry.
More typos.
Apparently, yeah, this book's full of them. And oddly enough, my eyes just skipped right over it. But the Death Knights have seen you, and despite their heavy armor, I give chase determinedly. The street soon ends at a junction where the two roads branch away, one to the left and one to the right. We do have the discipline of Grand Hunt Mastery. We do.
So let's frickin' use it.
Your Magnikai senses warn you that to the left road leads to a dead end. Without hesitation, you turn right and take off along the street at a steady pace. Although the Death Knights are hot on your heels, you are confident that you will soon outrun them. However, your confidence is severely shaken when you see that the way ahead is blocked by a hill of rubble, the remains of a collapsed watchtower. If you have reached the rank of Grand Guardian in the discipline of Grand Hunt, yes, we have.
Ooh.
You race across the mound of jagged rubble, barely slowing your stride as you surmount this obstacle easily. Oh, really? I guess it gives us increased climbing ability or something?
I guess. Right. I'm not complaining.
The pursuing Death Knights, handicapped by their weighty armor and lack of special skills, can only watch in amazement as you disappear from view.
I could just see them screaming at the sky, I have no special skills! And then you're gone.
If only I had listened to Mommy when she said go to special skills school.
I could be breathing fire or flying right now. Alright.
The street continues beyond the mound, heading due south towards the Great Citadel, the shadow of its edifice looming ever larger. Soon the street opens into a wide concourse which encircles the Citadel and offers access to its great northern door. The entire door is made of black iron and streaked with rust. Turrets jut from either side, on top of which you see giant cannon-like weapons similar to those once employed by the Dark Lords aboard their ironclad fleets.
Oh, I remember those.
And here we have a pretty picture of that.
Pretty picture.
Alright. So, pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
From the cover of a ruined house, you watch a traffic of Gax and Dracarum, all clad in orange uniforms bearing the mark of a bloodied scythe. The more you stare at the Citadel, the more you are sure this is where Bane is, being held prisoner. The rocks told me.
Oh no, it's just kind of common sense. If someone powerful can, kidnap Banadin, then obviously this is where someone powerful lives or is directing things, right?
Oh, I agree. However,
I don't think a random Giak, just clubbed Banadin on the head and took him away.
That would be funny. It's like what the book says is that you become more sure. What it means is that a Giak was passing by. Oh, we captured that wizard the other day.
Yeah, heads up. Do you have any more the meat of my, kind?
All right. Oh my God. I like the dark meat, really. However, entry into the citadel itself looks to be impossible. Until, that is, an opportunity unexpectedly presents itself.
Sweet. I love it when that happens.
A neon sign with an arrow pointing infiltrate this
Secret
way.
entrance.
Directly across the street from where you are hiding, you see a square, flat-roofed tower, one of several which encircle the outer edge of the concourse. A flock of screeching crawn are feeding on slabs of maggoty meat which have been left there by the Dracarum guards. Once they have eaten their fill, they take to the air and return to their cave-like pens located high up on the citadel's outer wall. Some of the returning crawn are even ridden by Dracarum and other guards who steer their mounts towards landing platforms which jut like great steel tongues from the entrances of the pens. It occurs to you that if you were able to mount one of these feeding crawn, you could attempt to enter the citadel by the very same route. Emboldened by your plan, you resolve to put it into action. Sorry, that's just a weird way to word that.
Emboldened.
Well, I put it into action. I
It
resolve
could be like, so you do stuff.
Yeah. Patiently, you survey the feeding tower opposite and note that there are two ways to gain access to its roof. You could climb a staircase that runs directly from the street to the roof, or you can attempt to scale the wall. If you possess grand pathmanship, I don't think we have
I don't think
that.
we have that.
Let's see. Nope.
So I'm going to have to decide what to do.
If you do not possess this discipline. You move stealthily to a new position directly opposite the tower and wait for the traffic of Gax and Dracarum to clear. The street is soon empty and you get ready to make your move. Do you wish to ascend the stairs or climb the wall?
Let's try to climb the wall. It seems like it's going to require more skill,
Right.
but the likelihood of us running into something is low.
Alright. You sprint across the empty street and crouch at the base of the tower wall. The brick surface is plastered...
Oh yeah, and we have a rope. Duh.
Oh yeah, we do. It's plastered with moldering gray cement, and as you look up at the roof 20 feet above, you steel yourself for what could prove to be a difficult climb. Pick a number on the random number table. If you have a rope, add 1. If you have Grand Mastery, add 2. So add 3.
Sweet. So we can't completely fail.
4 plus 3 is 7.
Woo,
Look
7.
at that.
I'm glad that one bit of rope helped us.
I know, right? Good job, guys, voting for the rope.
Yeah.
Despite the one thing we have. Despite the treacherous condition of the tower wall, your natural skill and agility see you safely to the top. In less than a minute, you manage to reach the level of the tower parapet.
We're awesome.
Yeah.
Parapet?
You heard me. It's better than a single pod. It's a parapet.
Mm-hmm.
You pull yourself over the parapet, only to be confronted immediately by a Dracar guard. Unbeknown to you, he has been sitting on the tower roof quietly watching the spectacle. Oh, I thought I was going to say quietly watching you climb. Hey, look, check out this mofo over here.
Hey, how's it going? Good climb.
He's like, hey guys, what? Check out this mofo. He's climbing the wall. No, don't shoot him, let him go.
Yeah, $10 to see if he falls.
He grabs you by the throat and attempts to throw you off the tower. You counter this clumsy attack easily by turning his hand aside and grabbing hold of his battle tunic. A swift twist of your body sends him sailing over your shoulder to land head first into the street below.
Nice.
The guard, his neck broken, is no longer a threat to anyone, except people who aren't watching where they're going.
Yep.
So you turn your attention to the 5 cran which are feeding on the roof. Gingerly, you approach them, hoping not to startle them into flight, but the commotion and your presence has made them very uneasy. If you possess
hello.
the I don't have that.
No, we never do. We never have that.
No, we don't. You notice that only one of the 5 cran is equipped with a saddle and reins. You focus on this beast and use your magic eye skill of animal control in an attempt to subdue it. The other 4 abandon their feasts and take to the air as you approach, but the target of your attention remains on the roof, eyeing you nervously. You have approached to within an arm's length of the reins when suddenly the cran takes flight. It beats its wings frantically in an attempt to knock you away, then propels itself into the air. You leap for its neck and hold fast as the spawn clears the tower and takes to the sky. Desperately, you try to swing yourself into the saddle as the creature hovers haphazardly 50 feet above the concourse. Pick a number on the random number table. If your current endurance points is no, we're above 20. Gosh,
Yes,
it'd be
we are.
pretty sad if you're under 20 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Is 20 or higher, add 2. If you have so we add 3.
Okay. So, we just don't need it. Okay. Yay. Okay, we're fine.
Wow, the random number table's behaving tonight.
Well, don't knock on wood, Squee.
Using all your strength, you haul yourself in the saddle and hold fast as the crown soars upwards into the stormy sky. Frantically, you kick and beat the creature with your fist until it reluctantly submits to your will.
That's like Conan's school of animal taming.
Zan, go where I want.
Pretty much.
Pulling back on the reins, you urge it to go higher. Then a few well-aimed slaps to its horny head persuade it to bear... I love how they're slaps.
Yep.
Persuade it to bear you towards the landing platform situated in the great north door. Did you put baby powder on your hand first?
Mm-hmm.
As you draw closer to your chosen destination, you see two platforms which are open and unguarded. One has an arch-shaped portal, the other a wider oblong-shaped entrance. You've been pretty good on these so far, with the exception of that whole crypt fiasco.
Yeah, well, we got through it okay.
You want to land on the arch-shaped portal or the oblong-shaped portal?
Arch or the oblong? Larger, eh? Larger, to me, implies that it's meant for this thing to perch on, which means a higher up is there. I don't know if we want to barge in, so let's go with the arch-shaped portal.
Will do, buckaroo. As the Kran glides towards the semicircular platform, you swing one leg over its neck and get ready to leap from the saddle at the moment it lands. With cat-like agility, you jump for the last remaining few feet onto the platform and run through the open archway. It's so much better than the old days when you had armadillo-like agility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two Dracum Kran handlers suddenly appear before you, but your quick wits and Kai camouflage skills keep you from being seen. You freeze and pretend to be a tree. As the handlers... Huh?
Or a cactus.
Oh, look, it's a cactus.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm sorry. As the handlers walk out onto the platform and tend to the screeching Kran, you run towards the rear of the pen where the spiral staircase leads off to levels above and below. You wish to ascend or descend?
Ascend. Because I did want to go higher, but like I said, I didn't want to barge into whoever's room that was, so let's go up.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's a tower.
Yeah, he's going to be at the top of the
logic.
tower.
Yeah. The stairs ascend to a chamber lined with wooden racks covered in saddlery, lances, tack, and all manner of cran kit. A single Drakkar occupies this musty room. He is asleep on a chair near the window, which overlooks a landing platform in a city far below. You are tempted to take hold of this snoring guard and force him to tell you where Baindan is being held, but you daren't risk being detected. If the guard should raise the alarm, your chances of finding and rescuing your friend will be greatly reduced. Do you have the Kai Discipline of Kai Alpha?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
I'm so glad I took it.
You invoke the words of the Brotherhood spell Mind Charm and direct it at the sleeping Drakkar. Telepathically, you ask him where the Summer-Lending Wizard is being held prisoner, and at first you detect no reply. You ask again, and this time you get a faint response. Above. High above. In old Zagarnara's courtroom.
Sweet.
Satisfied that you have gleaned all the information you are likely from this Drakkar, you climb the stairs and emerge in the center of a hall on the level above. This vault-like room contains a wealth of grim exhibits. Hung upon the wall or displayed in glass-fronted case, the skulls of rare creatures are displayed beside tanned hides and jewel-encrusted bones. One item in particular catches your eye. It is a statuette fashioned in the likeness of Dark Lord Zagarna. If you wish to keep this statuette of Zagarna, mark it on your action chart as a special item which you keep in your backpack.
Yep, let's keep it.
Alright.
Never know when you need a statuette. I thought it was a special item.
They said you keep in your backpack.
Oh, derp.
Stat Zag.
Stat Zag.
Stat Zag! You ascend several levels of the citadel by slope and stair until you reach a vast hall festooned with icy stalactites. In the dim distance, you see a yellowy glow of a warmer chamber, and you hurry towards it, taking care not to slip on the treacherous frost-covered floor. You are near the center of this chamber when the temperature drops dramatically. Unless you possess the Kai Discipline of Grand Nexus, you lose 5 endurance points due to the extreme cold.
Oh, we don't have Grand Nexus. We just have regular Nexus.
Yeah.
Plain old Nexus.
Soon you arrive at a circular chamber, and there is a huge hole in the roof on another hole equally large in the middle of the floor. Carefully you approach the perimeter of this hole and stare down into the deep, dark shaft. It passes through countless levels of the citadel, below and above. The edges of the shaft is overgrown with ivy-like creepers and a tangle of thorny vines hung down from the levels above. If you wish to climb these vines to another level, or if you wish to ignore them.
So we can go up or down on the vines, but they're thorny.
No, well, it's just giving you the option to go up.
Oh, because it just says if you wish to climb these vines to another level of the citadel.
Well, I figure climb.
Oh, above the one you're currently on, derp. Yeah. Well, the tunnel doesn't go up, does it?
It doesn't say that.
Yeah, it just says continue along the adjoining tunnel. You know what? Yeah, let's take the vines. I like going the unorthodox way.
Sweet.
Hopefully, this won't screw us. Oh, son of a bitch.
The vines are rope thick
I
and
hate
immensely tough. Well, I didn't do it!
Why are you laughing then?
Because it's funny. Yeah, it's okay to hate me.
Alright, go ahead.
The vines are rope thick and immensely tough. Despite their thorns, which repeatedly snag your cloak, you find it easy to climb up the shaft to a level above. However, as you approach the level, the thorns begin to grow at an alarming rate. They pierce your clothing, and when they puncture your skin, you feel an agonizing pain course through your body, like the teeth of a vampire. The thorns allow the blood-sucking vines to leach your life's blood. Lose 10 endurance points.
Great.
Alright. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. Half blinded by the pain and loss of blood, you fail to see the pair of Dracarum Death Knights who are standing close to the edge of the shaft on this level. Your cries of agony startle them, and with brutal efficiency they tear you away from the thorny prison and throw you on the ground. Through a red haze of pain, you glimpse them unsheathing their swords with the intention of striking you dead. Alright. So, they have a combat skill of 42.
Mm-hmm.
And endurance of 37. Let's get it on! They took 8 points of damage. They're down to 13. Wow, they took 16 points of damage. Down to 13. They're down to 4. And they're dead. And we took 7 points of damage total.
Yikes. Well, we're at about 50%.
Yeah.
And they're dead. Maybe they'll have stuff on them.
Yes,
Sweet.
they do, luckily. As you step away from the bodies of the two Dracarum Death Knights, you notice that they both have brass keys hanging on chains from their sword belts. If you wish to keep one of these keys, record it as a brass key in the backpack section of your action chart. What?
Yes.
So, yeah, I know. I'm not going to mark it. It's definitely not big enough to count as a backpack item. Never has. Of course, you have these items. 2 swords, a dagger, enough food for 2 meals, 80 kilka.
We'll take the 2 meals. And you know what? Let's take the Kika too, just in case.
A bottle of
Might
wine,
need to
maybe?
bribe someone. Well, I would drink the wine right away, but if I were him,
Having
after
a
that
bad day.
ordeal. Stupid vines.
Alright, hang on. So, what does it say? It says 80 kika, 10 kika equals 1 gold crown. So, we can only take we can only take 60 because we can only hold 50 gold crowns, and they're saying that it
Whatever.
Yeah. So we'll take 60.
How come? Are you marking? Oh yeah, okay.
And then meals.
Yeah, that loon is still there now. Lol. Didn't you delete that? That's kind of funny.
Didn't I? That's weird.
It's just like, nope. You keep it and you like it.
What the heck? It's back. Apparently, no. No.
Whatever. Who cares? Don't worry about it. Let's just continue, please.
Alright, meals, okay. You hurry away from the dead Dracarum and enter a tunnel which is dank and humid. You have taken less than a dozen paces when suddenly your senses alert you to a crude floor trap. A pit of poison-tipped spikes concealed beneath a large square of oiled cloth blocks the tunnel ahead. What would normally have ensnared a lesser warrior causes you little worry. With a single bound, you clear the pit and continue on your way. Soon the tunnel leads to another hall, but the entrance is blocked by a huge stone statue of Zaganara, which has been tipped on its side. The statue must have shattered on impact, for the tunnel exit is almost filled with large boulders. In order to gain access to the hall beyond, you must first clear the way some of these debris. Pick a number on the random number table. Now subtract from the number you have picked. This results in the score, resilience score equals the number of endurance points lost due to the fatigue.
Great.
If you get 0 or 1, your endurance loss is 0. 8! So we lose 7 endurance points.
Now we're in trouble.
Wow. Alright, so we're at 18.
Yikes.
Yep.
Still not doing that healing thing, eh?
Nope, nope, nope. I gotta be consistent. What were the rules I made on that? Maybe if we're desperate?
Sure, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Let's see if we get under 10 or something. Right. Beyond the rubble, you discover a large chamber fashioned from great blocks of polished blue-green stone. At the center of this eerie hall, there lies an oval pool of water, the surface of which appears to be alight with a myriad of tiny pale green flames. The flames shed light on the surrounding walls, but generate no heat. As you approach the pool, you see a mosaic of glittering stones set high upon the far wall. They have been fixed to depict the shape of an octopus-like creature with 2 bulging eyes, a hooked beak, and 12 snaky tentacles.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Oh gosh,
Gross.
Lone Wolf.
No.
No. Suddenly Lone Wolf looks like a 12-year-old anime girl.
No.
Directly below this mosaic is an archway which is sealed by a featureless sheet of solid blue-green metal. Your senses tingle in response to the aura of magic that saturates this chamber. Fearful of what may lurk here, you unsheath your weapon and hold it in readiness for your defense. For a moment, the light of the pool flickers and the flames waver from side to side, as if disturbed by the passage of an invisible hand. Then, from the sealed archway, there issues forth a deep, resonant voice. "Which Dark Lord of Kaag do you call master?" booms the disembodied voice. Zagarna, or Soltar?
You know, I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you it's a civil war between those two, but we're going to still say Zagarna, considering this used to be his tower.
Alright.
I hope that's right and we don't horribly die.
"Very well, minion of Zagarna," rumbles the voice. "Display proof of your allegiance to your master, and you shall be allowed to pass beyond this chamber." I guess that's
Sweet.
a nice call there, buddy. The echoing voice has barely faded when suddenly a tiny flames of the pool are transformed into 100 roaring jets of white fire. A wave of searing heat forces you to retreat from the pool's edge. As you cower behind the protection of your cloak, you try to think of a way to satisfy the voice's command.
The statuette, Statzeg.
We have Statzeg. Statzeg, go! I choose you. Guided by instinct, you hurriedly...
Worst Pokemon ever. Just lies there.
Statzeg!
Zatneg!
You even have to say the sound for it.
Yeah.
Alright, you hurriedly retrieve the statuette from your backpack and hold it high above your head. You're like a Pokeball. Instantly, the flame subsides. As the terrible heat dissipates, you hear the voice boom out once more. "Very well, loyal acolyte," it says in an almost condescending tone. "You may pass."
Douchebag octopus monster.
It's lucky, too, because I was actually thinking the reverse, because the guy you charmed said in old Zagarna's courtroom. So I was thinking he wasn't anymore. But good call. Good call.
Woo.
With a hiss of escaping air, the solid blue-green metal door slides open to reveal a dark tunnel leading away from the chamber. Eager to continue your search for your captive friend, Baindon, without further delay, you slip the statuette in your backpack and hurry through the archway into the darkness beyond.
Woo. We don't get burned. Yet.
The dark tunnel descends to a titanic circular hall, which is lit by a lava-filled vent at its center. Tunnels radiate from this hall in every direction, like the spokes of an infernal wheel. Their destinations more pinpoints of flame in the far distance. The air here is thick and cloying. It is choked by sulfur and other foul discharges of noisy engines located deep in the bowels of Kaag. The pressure of this tainted atmosphere is forever changing, causing you momentarily to lose your balance and stumble when you first enter the central hall. And we got a picture of a big guy with a horn on his head.
Sweet.
Before,
Does he have one eye or 2 eyes?
It looks like he's got 2.
Okay. So he's not a Cyclops.
I don't think so, no. Before you, astride the vent, a colossal idol looms up. against the crimson light like some supernatural giant forged of steel and stone. Wearily you pass beside one of its huge taloned feet, half expecting it to animate suddenly and come crashing down upon you as if you were a lowly insect. Fortunately, the foot remains immobile, and you are able to leave the triangular-shaped tunnel, the largest of those which radiate from this hall. Other passages branch off of this tunnel, spaced at regular intervals at 100 paces. You detect movement taking place in several of these sub-tunnels, and when at last your natural curiosity prompts you to stop and observe one, using your Magnikai skills to magnify your vision, you detect that it is occupied by, oh yay, the Nadziranim. These mysterious sorcerers are gifted in the black arts of right-handed magic, and before their demise, they slavishly assisted the Dark Lords of Helgadad. These particular Nadziranim are busy at the slime-filled vats engaging in harvesting of Gaiac spawns, a process that at first fascinates and then rapidly repulses you. Sickened.
Be like, oh, this is so cool. Oh, I gotta barf.
Oh, God, yeah. Sickened by what you have seen, you hurry away towards the distant junction where a narrower tunnel crosses from left to right. As you approach the junction, you feel the skin on your arms and the nape of your neck tingle with the premonition of peril. The sensation soon passes, but you are left with an awareness that a greater danger lurks somewhere nearby.
Oh, great. Thanks. Thanks, senses. So we have a 50-50 chance of getting eaten by something horrible.
Yep.
Turn left or turn right? Let's go right. I always like right.
The further you explore along this tunnel, so the sense of impending doom becomes greater. Although the plain gray walls, ceiling, and floor of this passage appear featureless. Why can't you turn back now?
Yeah.
It's getting greater. Let's go the other way then. And ordinary, you are soon brought to a halt by the overwhelming presentiment of danger. Instinctively, you reach for your weapon, but before your hand tightens around it, a slick, syrupy sound draws your eyes to an arched ceiling above. Fear stabs like an ice-cold spike in your heart when you see 3 jelly-like discs peel away from the roof and come plummeting down towards your head. Each of the rubbery discs have 2 sets of snake-like fangs, which trail sticky yellow venom. At once you recognize these deadly creatures. They are plaque, live instruments of assassination employed by the Nads. Desperate to avoid their venomous fangs, you hurl yourself backwards and crash heavily to the ground. Breathlessly, you unsheath your weapon and get ready to defend yourself against the loathsome plaque bounce off the floor and come arching through the air towards your chest. Oh, aren't these the same guys that attacked in the Book 12?
I don't know. I think so.
Maybe. These creatures are immune to all forms of psychic attack.
That's okay. We'll have to just do it the old-fashioned way.
If you want, I'd say that we're in dire enough strain so we can just start busting out the summer sword.
Well, let's do it afterwards, because our combat skill naturally is higher than theirs, and they only have,
20? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm letting you know that, I mean, we're in a situation where it's
cool. We're in a situation here.
Alright. They took 10 damage, we took 2. They're dead.
Sweet. Okay, 2 damage. Alright, we're at 30%. Not bad.
What's your definition of not bad here?
Dead, not dead. Dead is bad.
Carefully.
We still have our backpack.
That is true.
With our rope.
Right now, forevermore, that shall be considered not bad.
Yep.
Carefully, you step over the twitching remains of the 3 plaque and continue along the tunnel without looking back. Several hundred yards later...
Hey, that rhymed.
I know, I was going to say, we turned this into a sonnet. Several hundred yards later, you arrive in an empty circular room, where against the furthest wall there leans a broom. The only feature here is a rusty iron ladder fixed precariously to the wall, which is...
But that's not the only thing to see at all.
I know, I can't get my mind out of that cadence now.
Yep.
We've ruined you guys.
Yep.
Which ascends through a hole in the ceiling to the level above. There is no...
But I assure you, this adventure you'll soon grow to love. Okay, I'm done.
There's no other exit from this chamber, and so... you walk forward carefully, unhinging your bow.
Unhinging your bow?
Yeah, whatever. Leave me alone. I'm not a poet. caution guiding your every move, you climb the rust-eaten rungs. You rise through the hole to find yourself in a corridor which is strewn with human bones. Skeletons lie mixed in tangled heaps, strewn, and many of the skulls and loose bones seem to have been gnawed. The psychic residues of pain and terror left by these luckless victims presses in upon your senses, making you feel queasy and claustrophobic. Are you sure that's not the loss of blood?
Yeah, we lost a lot of it.
With pounding heart, you advance along the bone-choked passage, stepping carefully through the skeletons to avoid making a sound. But you have taken less than a dozen steps when something unexpected makes you freeze in your tracks.
Just a second. Just with every sentence, I'm just like, I want to rhyme it. I can't. Yeah, me too.
Alright. In the dim distance, you see a score of creatures stumbling along the tunnel. You magnify your gaze and discern that they are vaguely human in form, although hairless, lean, and stringy as if from starvation. Their toes and fingers end in horny hooked claws, and their large eyes are deep set in skeletal faces, etched by untold years of pain and anguish. You bring to bear your innate psychic skills and are shocked by what you discover. They're Justin Bieber fans.
Oh my god, it's worse than I expected. Kill it! Kill him with fire!
Unleash the summer sword!
Yeah. Put them out of their misery. And they're just humming, baby, baby.
If I was your boyfriend.
Oh god, it's worse.
Your senses reveal that these creatures were once human soldiers in the armies of the Freeland Alliance. Captured in battle and brought to Kaag long ago, they have endured unspeakable experiments at the hands of the Nads. Now, no longer of use to those evil magicians, these pitiful victims have been left to wander the forgotten passages of this foul city, united in undeath.
Ugh.
And we have some lovely pictures of them. They
Poor
look
bastards.
so happy. Oh my god, look at their ankles.
They have giant frowny faces.
Look at their cankles.
They're
Look at that.
kegels.
Yeah, he actually drew kegels.
What the heck is a kegel?
A cankle. A cankle is like a really fat ankle.
Ew.
I don't know where the term comes from. I just heard people use it before.
Gotcha.
I wanted to sound intelligent.
Uh-huh.
Alright, when the undead soldiers are 20 yards distant, you attempt to communicate with them telepathically. You sense that there is one who is leading the group, radiates a faint psychic aura, and you hope that he may know the whereabouts of your captive friend Bandon. At first, your question elicits no reply. Then, when your eyes meet, you feel a wave of despair wash over you, as suddenly you tap into the agony of the creature's existence. Lose 2 endurance points due to the shock. Alright, 2 more endurance, so we're down to lucky number 14.
Woo.
Yay! Yes, I'll say, oh no, as the effects of the shock fade, you hear a ghostly voice echoing thinly in your mind. Yes, I know of whom you seek, it croaks. The summoning wizard is imprisoned here in Kaag, in Zagarna's courtroom. As you ask the wretched zombie for directions to Zagarna's courtroom, but the only help he can offer is to tell you that it is many levels above.
What? Oh, crap.
Well, the thing's like 2 miles high.
Oh, yeah.
The pitiful group part in 2 to allow you to pass. As you move through them, your hatred for the Nads blaze anew when you see the bodies of these once human soldiers, the terrible scars left by the cruel experiments. Filled with anger and remorse, you hurry away silently, fearful that Bandon may have already suffered a similar fate.
No.
After a few minutes, the tunnel ascends by steps to a cavern-like chamber where the walls are mildewed and damp. A sloping passage leads away to your left, descending towards a distant pit which reeks of vermin and decay. You shun this exit and turn your attentions instead to an iron door set in into the far wall. Although it is locked, you experience no difficulty picking it. You sneaky, sneaky thief, you.
Yes.
On the other side of the door, you discover a torchlit corridor leading off to the left and the right.
See, last time I went right, something bad happened, but I'm afraid that the book is going to switch it around. So let's just go with lucky number right.
Or does the book know that you would think that, and therefore doesn't switch it around? So
let's not overthink this. Good old right.
The corridor passes through a series of interconnecting caverns, some of which are occupied by lowly Gaiac slaves engaged in menial tasks, none of whom notice your stealthy passing. After almost an hour, you arrive at a cavernous hall filled with iron cages in which lie countless akatas, a breed of leathery war dogs used by the Dracarum. Nearby are a group of Dracarum handlers seated at a table playing cards. From the shadows, you listen to their idle chatter, hoping to glean clues of the location of Zagarna's courtroom. But unfortunately, your patience goes unrewarded. These brutish humanoids seem preoccupied in their game, and the unfairness of their duties here in the Actaz Pen. Yeah, because it's so much better to be in the streets eating gag meat and dying.
Yeah, totally.
However, from their banal conversation, you do learn two interesting things about the struggle taking place in Kaag. The two warring factions are fighting principally for control over the Gaiac spawning vats located in the dungeons of the Citadel. The vats are the key to the power here. They produce both an unending supply of fresh troops and a ready source of raw food for whoever controls them.
That's gross.
Yeah. Anxious to continue your quest, you resolve to leave the pen by an archway on the far left side. Although confident that your camouflage skills will keep you hidden from the Dracarum, the hall is full of keen-nosed war dogs. If you have the discipline of Grand Hunt Mastery, add 2 to the number you picked. Not a semblance? I mean, a semblance wouldn't help at all in this?
Whatever. I guess because of smell. Oh god, I have a bad feeling about this.
No, we got it.
Oh, sweet.